Hello and welcome to Sports Update and TVC Breakfast Saturday. This weekend is packed with all the intrigues that would keep you glued with a touch of greatness on your favorite clubs. And of course, we have every reason to tell you that the Euro qualifiers is exactly what is happening right now. But I am not alone. Any drive in the twist, what will be happening at the qualifiers?
Not really, except we see any upsets. So far, so good. Spain were able to thrash Georgia by 7-1. Croatia did the needful 5-0 against Latvia. Turkey had a little stumble drawing against Armenia. It was uncalled for, but it did happen. But every other side did everything they needed to do. And we'll still see more much later this afternoon as well.
All right, Dr. Frick, any surprises from your end too?
Nothing at all, except, like she said, an upset. Portugal survived with a long goal. I said survived because I expected more.
Yeah, true, true.
I think Portugal has been a bit inconsistent, same as Spain. You know, but France, England, I know those guys, they are my top teams for next year, alongside the hosts, Germany. So I think those are my three top
teams.
Yeah.
Presently.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's quickly. We know that the qualifier so far has, been quite intense, and as usual, you have, the players doing what they have to do. But we cannot take away our lenses from the AFCON qualifiers. That is obviously on on our tables today, and we understand that on Sunday the Super Eagles will be squaring out with Sao Tome. So do you think so far, how would you rate what's going on with the Super Eagles with the new influx coming in and aiding what's going to be happening?
Just like you said, for the AFCON qualifiers in general, we have some teams where these rounds would be like a formality. Most of them have qualified and they already know that they'll be moving on to the next one. For Nigeria, it's also the same thing with Sao Tome and Principe. It's just like a formality game. They just have to, that's why they have the luxury of bringing in new faces, to just freshen up the legs and see how they can also gel and integrate themselves in the Super Eagles.
All right, Dr. Frick, Pesero obviously has been a very a manager that's come into question with his performances so far. Talking about his stats, 9 matches so far, won 4, drew none, and lost 5. His winning rate is 44.4%. Do you think this man is actually the man that can actually take us to that level we're looking for?
So I think he's just filling the gap for now. That's honest opinion. I do not think he's excellent enough as a coach to take the Super Eagles to the height that we desire. And 44.4% is a failure for me.
Right.
In fact, in any school, that's a D, And the kind of matches we lose, it's very obvious that there are technical glitches. There are times that, can this man just effect a change, just act like a coach, and he's just there like, I'm also watching. You can't be a spectator when you're supposed to drive the team. And whatever we want to blame players for, like a physical attitude, indiscipline, it rests on the coach to do something about it.
All right. Quickly, let's take you through some highlights of the AFCON games, and of course the Super Eagles squaring it up with a past game with Sao Tome. So when we come back, obviously we have so much to talk about. Remember, the UFC is still on the front burner. Stay tuned right here.
The Super Eagles of Nigeria are taking their final round of AFCON qualifiers seriously, following intense training at the practice pitch of the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium. Earlier, at the team's camp, some key players were optimistic of a fine outing on Sunday.
We are really serious about this game, and we beat them 10-0 in Morocco, and of course they will go back to look at their mistakes and check 1 or 2 things and bring in new players also, which we don't know anything about. So this game is as important as every other game, just like the one we played against Sierra Leone. So we are ready, the team is ready, we will give our all to make sure we win this game and end the qualifying on a high note.
It's a must win for us. We're going to take the game serious because we have to keep winning the games we have at hand at this moment. I can remember the last time we won a home game in Nigeria, so I think winning this game will bring our fans a little bit closer to us because I think they are far away from us this time around. Beating Sao Tome here in Ujo, I think it will give us privilege to focus in qualifying for the World Cup also.
George Finidi even goes beyond the Sunday's clash into believing that Nigeria can go one better by winning their 4th AFCON title in Côte d'Ivoire.
Yeah, every country wants to win the AFCON before the AFCON, But when you get there, It all depends how you start the tournament. If you start well and the confidence builds up, that will take you even further. You know, so our aim is to win it, but yeah, you never know what can happen. You know, so we'll go there with the mentality, with the mindset to win it. The first mission for the AFCON is to win it.
Nigeria have already qualified for the tournament with 12 points from 5 games. Still, if they slip up against Sao Tome, they could be toppled at the summit by Guinea-Bissau, who take on Sierra Leone in the final fixture. Joseph Kunde, TVC News, Uyo.
Welcome back, of course. We have the fixtures right there on your screen. Malawi against Guinea, Mozambique against Benin. Of course, we have Ivory Coast scoring against Lesotho. And, of course, Comoros against Zambia, DR Congo, Sudan, Mauritania, Gabon, Morocco, Liberia, and, of course, Senegal and Rwanda.
Interesting matchup.
Interesting matchups.
Yeah.
Now, I know that Sadio Mane, I'm looking forward to seeing him play, actually.
I don't know. Senegal already top in the group, and they look like they will just field players that have not really had so many caps under their belts lately. So it's just going to be fresh legs, you know, trying out their lucks outside.
Well, I don't think we expect anything different from what will be coming on against Sao Tome on Sunday. I don't think we should expect anything less than a victory.
I would have called the first leg a 10-goal thriller, but it was one-sided, so it wasn't split. Yeah, so I think
on a neutral ground too.
Yeah, on their home ground. So right here, they're just going to receive good measure, pressed down, shaken together. So.
All right, well, as we keep cruising on the show, we are not leaving you out. We have some expectations on the streets, and Mike Mexicano is at a newspaper stand, and fans are already there, ready to actually pour out their minds and tell you what will be happening on Sunday when the Super Eagles square out. Stay tuned for that. Hello, Mike. How are you?
Hello, Mark. How are you doing? Good morning.
It's good to have you on the streets one more time. Now, quickly, what are the expectations of the fans around you there? Let's get to understand what's going on. So, over to you now, quickly.
All right, definitely. It's a bright and sunny Saturday morning. Welcome to At the Stands on TVC Breakfast Saturday. And of course, it's all about Nigeria at the AFCON qualifying. We are up against Sao Tome and Principe tomorrow at the Gospel Akpabio International Stadium in Uyo. And I'm here at the stands. I'm here with Ifeanyi, of course. We're going to be talking about some headlines that we have here. On Vanguard Sports here, we have here NFF wasteful. And when I looked inside, the report talks about how NFF is expected to invite home-based players rather than prosecute this match with foreign-based players. Ifeanyi, what do you think? Do you think that we should have invited more home-based players to prosecute this particular match rather than inviting foreign-based players?
Well, for me, saying good morning, Nigerian people. So for me saying about this Nigerian qualifier, I hope Nigeria should just put on home base player because due to the way the boys are playing in Europe, they don't play to their own determination. They go there for money. They don't play. So if they come Nigeria to come and play Nigerian football, they play the way they feel like to play. So they don't put that body, that motion in that game to make Nigeria, the people of the Nigeria, yes, too.
Wonderful. Yes. Right, Stephen is also here with me. Stephen, do you agree with him that we should have invited more home-based players rather than foreign-based players for the match against Sao Tome?
As for me, it's not advisable to invite the home-based player because let them finish what they started. Let them know that this thing, they have started it, and if they fumble, they fumble. Because by you inviting home-based player, it's just like you are gambling. And at the end of the day, they now fumble. Who are you to blame then? The best thing, let us keep to them and let them restore the zeal, the love, the passion that we have for the Super Eagles and for the national team.
All right. So the last time we played Sao Tome on a neutral ground, we beat them 10-0. So that's the reason why they said that we should put more home base. But we have a number of players. We have Taiwo Awoniyi, we have Gift Oban. These are players that are on the fringes of the national team. So now, do you think that these other players, even though they are foreign based now, should Osimhen start? Now that's the question. We beat this people 10-0 at a neutral ground. Now, so should we allow those other players that have not played so much, those other ones on the Gift Oban and Taiwo Awoniyi, should they start instead of Victor Osimhen in this match?
Well, Osimhen, at least you should start Osimhen.
You think we should start Osimhen? What if he gets injured?
If he gets injured, where the club where he's playing from will take care of him. Yes.
Yeah, like we spoke about it here on the Guardian Sports, which I have here. On the Guardian Sports, which I have here, Super Eagles will overcome Sao Tome's Falcons, and Okpala faults absence of home-based players. That's what we're talking about here. That's what we have basically on all the pages of papers here. But what are your expectations? We are up against them. We are home. We beat them 10-0 the last time. How do you think the match tomorrow will go?
The match tomorrow, for me, beating them 10-0 doesn't mean that you will now come back again and beat them 20-0. Because somebody that you nearly kill and you now come back for you again, know that it's coming for a revenge mission. Anything can happen. Anything can.
The Falcons of Sao Tome, all their players are foreign based. All. For the first time. So they said they are preparing for 2026 World Cup qualifiers. So this time around, that match is not going to be easy. What do you think? What will happen? You think we're going to beat them as high as 10 like we did the last time?
No, it's impossible.
Okay.
It's impossible because now they have foreign base. So most of the players they go out now. They go out now to play professionals. So it can't be easy for Nigeria to beat them. That the same. Even though if it is not up to that goal they give them, it can't be possible.
All right, that's the size of what we have at the stands here. You can see the heat here. People are talking about it. You can see all of them here. We've been talking about the Super Eagles and the match against Sao Tome and Principe. I can feel the heat. That's why I'm sweating. It's a hot Saturday morning, but hey, come on. We expect that tomorrow the Super Eagles will be hotter and make us proud at the, of course, Uyo, the Gospel Akpabio International Stadium in Uyo. Now, that's what I have on the stand. Mark, take over.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mike Mesekona. Fantastic drill there from the fans on the streets talking about what exactly might be going down tomorrow against Sao Tome. Now, quickly, we know there are new kids on the block. We have Victor Boniface from Bayer Leverkusen. We have Gift Orban from Ghent. And, of course, Jordan Toruni Ariga.
Yes,
all right, from, of course,
Ariga.
Yeah.
Yes, his dad used to be a former footballer as well. I think Ojokojo, Torunu Ariga. And he has had, you know, his track record coming from Germany. Was Bonde, of course, and also played for Hamburg.
So at least we have competition for Victor Osimhen now, at least in a way. It's just
I would say competition per se.
When is the competition? At least healthy competition in a way. So he's not...
a sense of competition. I'd like to put it that way. Osimhen is established. So whatever we want to say.
Let's just not weigh him out. That's just
definitely.
All right, quickly now we move on to UFC. UFC middleweight champion Israel Adesanya roars, "I am the pound-for-pound #1 fighter on the planet, not John Jones or Alexander Volkanovski." Now the last style-bender returns to action against controversial rival Sean Strickland at UFC 239 in Sydney with hopes of a 6th title defense of his crown. Currently ranked as the 5th best fighter on the planet by UFC rankings, Adesanya has proved himself as one of the best strikers to ever fight in the promotion. Of course, standing by, I have Bamidele Bakare. You know, of course, he's a boxing pundit, and he's, of course, a very, very fantastic combat analyst, and he's right here on the show with us to take us through this moment. Bamidele Bakare, what's up this morning? How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm very well, Mac. How are you doing?
Fantastic, I'm great. Now, we understand Adesanya came from a very ferocious battle against Alex Pereira. And, of course, that guy was one of those guys started to end Adesanya's dominance in the middleweight, category. But so far, Adesanya has proved critics wrong, and he's done the beat. But critics are also saying that this particular match against Strickland looks like a walkover. Do you agree? Do you think Strickland actually strikes a balance with that, competition that should give Adesanya any scare?
Okay, first of all, in combat sport, you should never underestimate anybody. The fact that Adesanya is like the king of the middleweight division and having been tested by great fighters like Alex Pereira, even before the UFC, in kickboxing, he lost to Alex Pereira like twice. In UFC, he lost to him once before he regained his title back. Strickland was looking people say he was looking scared, like he couldn't look at Adesanya in the face. But on the other hand, people think that's how he does during the face-off, then gets into the octagon to bring out the fire in him. So you shouldn't underestimate him, but Adesanya has fought greater fighters, and I feel Adesanya may not be like a walkover because he has proven himself over the years to beat lots of champions over time, to rise to the top of the division, which I feel he has earned. So I think Adesanya, for me, I think Adesanya would be more successful in this bout, but he shouldn't underestimate Strickland.
Okay, now quickly, Bamdele, let's just go through this. Now, it's obvious Adesanya has been able to hold down a stand with the middleweight category. Do you think the longer he stays there, are you sure the competition will continue to remain fresh for him to always compete? Because when you knock everybody out and you are always the big man, when the big games are coming and the bets on you is going your way, do you think the passion will fizzle out with time?
Well, not necessarily. I feel there are still a whole lot of people in that division who are training so hard, hoping to become like the middleweight champion of the world. Okay, this is Adesanya who tried to move like a step higher at some point. That was in 2021 when he fought Jan Blachowicz, but he lost to him. So I feel middleweight division might be his division. And if they don't get anyone to fight him eventually, come on, we can just give him like the best middleweight fighter of all time. Already he's been ranked strikers in the sport of all time. So don't take it away from him. Over time, if they can train up some fighters to get to his level, to try to fight him and beat him. But in the meantime, let's see if he can hold it down. I don't feel it's going to pat down the ball in the division because he deserves it. It's not like he's been fighting fighters who don't know how to fight.
Right.
He's been defending his title over time, and I feel he has proven himself to be like the king of the division, regardless of his winning streak.
Thank you very much, Bamdele Bakari, for your time. Of course, that's the most we can take from your end. Time is actually of essence right here. Thank you so much. Hopefully, we get you some other time on other stories coming up. Now, guys, quickly, it's obvious Adesanya is the man on the block, but we can't run away from the realities. U.S. Open final is finally here. Nobody saw Alcaraz losing against Djokovic. Against his
In
opponent.
as much as nobody saw it coming, let's give respect to Daniel Medvedev. This man is world number 3. In as much as he spent 16 weeks as world number 1, he has won this before. In 2021, he won the U.S. Open. He's supposed to be there. So he's supposed to be among the ranks like, okay, Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal leaving. He's supposed to be there, being in Grand Slam finals, you know, consistently. It just didn't happen. But doesn't mean he's not one of the big guys. He's not that good, and he deserves to have beaten Alcaraz.
Do you think he's going to give Djokovic any kind of competition? Because we also thought Alcaraz was the best compatible competition for him.
Alcaraz is like a new kid on the block when you talk of guys like Nadal, Federer, Djokovic, you know. But Medvedev is a guy that he's proved his mettle. And it's going to be a very tough one. I would align with Djokovic, but I'm looking out for an upset.